meeting M and some of the things that he did for me and some of the ways that he rode for me when he didn't have to and certain things that he did for me and just having long conversations with him and a long-standing relationship and the way that he's handled certain things and the way that he just carries it in life, I know I'm talking to a person that's fair. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't have to be fair. He grew up in an environment where black people used to just jump on him for no reason. Well, it was for a reason. It was because they felt like he was trying to act black. You know what I mean? But that's the effect that hip-hop had on white people back then, long ago, especially if you were drawn to it and you were like a historian. You know, M is a student of the sport, man. Like, he's a master. He's not just a rapper. He's a practitioner.
And it's not a situation where people are likely to try to drum up some empathy for somebody, but imagine being a young Eminem, being so obsessed with hip-hop and so talented and having to find your way in that environment where no white person has ever really gotten respect in that environment before.
Bro, I watched him get booed, all of that. It's tough. It's tough, but he weathered that storm. And when he finally got to that point where somebody was willing to give him a shot, which is Dr. Dre, he passed him the ball and he slam dunked it. Did some white privilege come with that? Absolutely.
But he's always been mega conscious, aware of that.
Yeah, and it's like it just is what it is, you know. Like, but to say he's successful because of white privilege, oh, you fucking crazy. You're crazy.
No,
you know what I mean? So that's that. I mean, you know, like I said, he's a practitioner. So he's to be that highly skilled. Success comes along with that. To put that much effort into something, to put that much work into something, to dedicate your life to your craft, there's a certain level of success that comes along with that.
Definitely. So similarly, speaking of white people, where did this Yelawolf thing start?
There was something that happened that I felt disrespected by, you know, and it's
Private thing?
Yeah, it's a private thing, and it's one of the reasons why I felt so disrespected is because of what I thought our relationship was. You know, like, I hold all my friends to a certain standard. I have certain expectations from my people that I have love for, that I have relationships with. And it's not many people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm running around just making friends with everybody. So he did something. There was a window of time where he could have called me and just clarified it and just said something to me, and he didn't. And I just felt like that was disrespectful. I felt like it was disrespectful, and I had to think about it for a minute, how I wanted to handle it, because there was many ways that I could have handled it, you know. And I was like, to air it out, and that's the reason why I'm not going to air it out. But to air it out, I don't want any implications to be there that it looks like I'm trying to, like, use it for some sort of, like, rollout or do something to try to, you know, like, you know, sell something to somebody or something like that.
Was the original incident racial in nature?
Yeah. Okay. It was racial in nature, but it's predicated more in disrespect to me. Okay. You know, so with that, I also didn't want to come off as vindictive. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted the way that I handled it to just be a representation of who I am as a person. And that's why I kind of just laid it out there and let them know that this is a pass for all intents and purposes. This is a pass. This is something that I know happened, and I'm speaking directly to you, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna give it any more energy. I'm not gonna glorify it, any type of negativity, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. That's it.
But then he doubled down on the disrespect on Instagram.
Yeah.
Called you what, M's fucking
hype man.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm assuming really probably didn't sit well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's rappers say things, you know what I mean? And
but you said something about him, and then he felt the need to basically react with more venom than you might have expected.
Yeah, it's a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction type of thing. But, you know, sometimes if you get in a situation, sometimes you can talk yourself into a worse situation. You know what I mean? And that's why we got to be careful what we say. We got to be careful what we put out there. And that's why I was careful and made sure that I didn't put too much out there, because I don't want the situation to follow me. I don't want it to be something where everywhere I go, I'm getting into a conversation about Yelawolf. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that fucking important, bro. It's like it's not even that serious to go everywhere and just talk about it and make it that huge of a deal. You know, like he's not the last person who, you know, I've lost a relationship with. He's not the first person, rather, that I've parted ways with relationship-wise. And hopefully he'll be the last. You know
Were
what I
you
mean?
ever cool with Kid Rock?
No.
No. So was that was he kind of doing his thing on an underground level before you in terms of Detroit, or was that around the same time you just weren't fucking with it?
No, I recognize Kid Rock as a legend coming up, but I never had a relationship with him.
Okay. But so does his career trajectory rub you the wrong way in terms of being somebody who really utilized hip hop to build a name for himself and then sort of rejected it and went in a totally different way?
His career like just pushed to the side and not lumped in with a whole lot of other people who did that doesn't bother me. It's not him isolated.
Right.
But that thing that you just said, like that thing, but rubs me the wrong way.
Right.
And it's just a respect thing. It's like hip hop in general, like the way how embracing that our culture is. You can be green. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. You can come into hip hop and build a beautiful life for yourself. All you have to be is respectful.
Right.
You know, it's just like somebody coming into your house and then just kind of like kicking their muddy shoes off onto your carpet. And you know what I mean? Like, you just respect the environment when you come into the environment, especially when it's so embracing to you. And you know, to just be behind closed doors and doing things that's respectful to the overall culture of hip hop is not right.
Right.
It's not right. And I definitely feel like Kid Rock is one of those people. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of used it and then kept it pushing. But it's not like I'm waking up every day and going, oh man, I got to figure out a way to say something to Kid Rock, because it's big. It's not really about Kid Rock. It's about that thing that he represents.
Right.
You know, and if there's too many people representing that thing, that's not good for the overall spectrum. Number one, of where we are in America, man. You know what I mean? Aside from where we are in the hip hop, just where we are in America, man. Since Trump's been in office, it's like people are just getting super reckless with the racist shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think his presence and then what he represents is not all good. You know what I mean? Just in terms of, you know, the racial side of things. Like, I'm not a Trump hater or anything like that, but I think that his selective honesty and his presence and just how outspoken he is and flamboyant he is, I think it has a negative effect on misinformed people, uninformed, I think I'm racist kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, a lot of people who are maybe on the fence in terms of like communicating or expressing their racism have clearly been pushed more in the direction of being a bit more open
just letting
about
it go. Yeah, just letting it go. I attribute that to Trump's presence.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because it's a motivation for you. If you have a little bit of that feeling, there's probably all kinds of people that got a little bit of racism, but they don't let it bubble over to the point that they're on Facebook saying some crazy shit. But Trump is very much like encouragement,
because they might just be a little prejudiced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they might just be a little prejudiced. I don't know if I classify that as racism. Racism is more of a hate thing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I hate him because he's black.
Right.
That's racist. That's like, damn.
We can all be annoyed.
Yeah.
You know, we all get annoyed. Like, I remember I used to go jogging when I lived in New York, and it was just like, I remember one day I was jogging, I was trying to get more and more annoyed by the fact that there's so many people on the street. It was like I lived in like a Hispanic neighborhood.
Right.
Nobody would move ever. You know, everybody's just taking up the street all the time. I'm starting to like get irritated enough in my head, and then I'm like, bro, it's just people. It has absolutely nothing to do with their race. Like, even as it started to like tip into your head, like if you have like enough logic in your brain to be like, it has nothing to do with like the types of people that are getting in your way. Because realistically, if I was running 3 blocks over, I'd be annoyed by all the Hasidic Jews in my fucking way too.
Yeah, so just magnify that, and then imagine having a platform. So now it's just about social responsibility. It's not about changing. It's not about not getting irritated. It's still okay to get irritated. Now you just got to be socially responsible. You got to be careful what you say. You got to be careful how you treat those people who are running on the sidewalk.
Right.
Especially if you're somebody with a name.
Also, if you're a white person running in Brooklyn, you probably shouldn't just assume that the sidewalk is all yours. When I look back on it now, I'm like, why did you think that the sidewalk? You could run in the street, bro.
Right.
Yeah. There's probably rules against running on the sidewalk. So when you see Trick, who you already mentioned, getting in on that Yelawolf thing, is that stand out to you as just like he's in the same boat as you, where he feels that there's a common level of respect that needs to be shown here? Yeah,
there's a common level of respect, and you know, that's family, man. That's family, and I don't think he really got activated until he seen something that looked like a threat. We just
he said the wolves might be coming for you.
Man,
like, why take it there, man?
So unnecessary.
That's crazy.
So unnecessary. So you know, Trick is always gonna react like that if he sees a threat. You know what I mean? Like, we're family. We family. You know, we try to take care of each other. We try to keep each other out of stuff. We were just talking about this. We were talking about how the hip hop climate in general. We identify it now as it's flag football. It's flag football, and you don't want to be the guy out there with shoulder pads on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not. You don't want to just be taking everything so personal and getting so bent out of shape about everything.
A lot of times it just doesn't look right when you're the one who's getting extremely aggressive, because there's such a thing about being like triggered or mad. Like, you don't want to be the guy who reads as mad unless you have a really, really good reason.
Yeah. Mad is not good. Mad is not good. Especially people just want to be entertained most of the time.
People like to see that you can weather the storm of public attention. That's one thing that people really seem to take pride in, as somebody who's never really that moved in terms of being offended, or
even if they're just acting like they're not that moved. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's just the best. That's just the best method. I personally feel like I can, after all these years in the game, I feel like I can get along with anybody, man. I feel like I can be cool with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't require much. You don't have to salute me. You don't have to. You don't have to recognize me as any sort of legend. You don't have to give me any props. You don't even have to respect me. Just don't disrespect me. You know what I mean? Like, if you disrespect me, that's really the only demand that I have. Other than that, like, you don't have to even acknowledge me. I'll be out of your way. But if you disrespect me, then I'm going to enforce that 10 times out of 10 times. And that's something I'll never, ever abandon, because I just feel like you have to be in the mind frame of drawing your line. There has to be a line that people can't cross. Otherwise, people will just walk all over you, and you could never be successful getting walked all over.
But is there a part of you that feels like at this point that you almost just don't even have any reason to be involved with newer rappers, or even give a fuck what they have to say about you and stuff? Like, there's so many generations between you and stuff, and it feels like the younger generation is doing something that's so different from the thing that you grew up doing.
If I tap in, it's just to help. That's it. I'm not tapping in to judge. I'm not saying negative things about people. If I don't have something positive to post about somebody, then I won't post about them. You know, so if somebody asks me about what the youngers are doing, I'll give my opinion if I have something good to say. If I don't feel like it's good, then I won't speak on it. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel. I don't ever feel like we should get to a place where we just kind of like throwing our hands up and just letting the youngers do whatever. I feel like the OGs kind of did that with us, and we suffered from it because, you know, we had to navigate and we had to learn things through trial and error. You know, and I feel like the youngest today have even less information.
Right.
So we have an obligation as OGs to kind of like curve that, to keep the cycles from repeating.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's just so many interesting styles coming out of Detroit in general that there's this whole sort of like, I don't even know what to call it, but like scam rap. It's like sonically there's like a style associated with that and stuff. Is that something that you pay a lot of attention to in terms of what's going on in Detroit?
I don't pay a lot of attention to it, but I'm aware that it exists. You know, I'm not really that into it, you know, but I'll support those guys just for the simple fact that they're from Detroit. You know, and it's talent in all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we're living in a world now where you don't have to listen to nothing that you don't like. You know, like, it's not like the days where we used to have to go to the radio to figure out what was hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can build an ecosystem around yourself as a fan and just only listen to and take in the things that you're interested in. You know, in terms of me just being an OG from Detroit and looking at the various styles that are getting light shined on them, it's my job to support it. It's my job to support it. I don't have to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to, you know, like, because some things come and go. Yo, what's up? This is Royce the 5'9". Thank you for watching. If you like this clip, make sure you check out the rest of the interview at nojumper.com.